Hello everyone. In the previous videos, we discussed about packages and interfaces, right? So in this session, we'll discuss about threads in Java. So these are some important frequently asked video questions. So what is thread? Explain two ways of creating a thread in Java with examples. This is for 8 marks. Explain the concept of multi-threading in Java. Explain the two ways of making class threadable with examples. This is for 10 marks. So these are some important frequently asked video questions. You need to know the definition of thread and also what are those two ways to create the threads. Okay, and a definition of a thread. Thread is a tiny program. It is a tiny program that runs continuously. Okay, it's a tiny program running continuously. It is sometimes called as lightweight process. So lightweight process, it's sometimes called as a lightweight process, then which is heavyweight process. So thread, there's a just like a thread, we have process. Thread is a lightweight process and process is a heavyweight process. And second difference is thread don't require separate address space or memory for its execution. It runs the address space, it runs inside the address space of the process to which it belongs to. It doesn't require separate address space or memory. Which one? Thread. But each process requires separate address space or memory to execute. So that is the differences between what that these are two differences between thread and process. Hope you have got the differences now. So two ways of creating a thread. There are two ways or approaches by which we can create or write the Java thread programs. One is by extending thread class and the other is by implementing the runnable interface. You already know the difference between class and interface, right? If you don't know, you can watch my previous videos. Okay, and thread is a keyword and runnable is a keyword. These two are in blue color. Thread is a keyword and runnable is what? Inbuilt class, inbuilt interface, and thread is what? Inbuilt class. Yes. The run method is the most important method in any threading program, and this run method belongs to runnable as well as it belongs to thread. Okay, so uh, while accessing this run method from when you use runnable interface, there is a small difference. You please watch this video till the end, then you'll get to know how to make use of runnable interface. Okay, and by using this method, the thread behavior can be implemented. The run method can be written as follows. This is the syntax of run method. However, we'll see that in detail. For invoking the threads run method, the object of a thread is required. In order to use this run method, object of that particular class, where if you had to write this, you had to write this run method inside a class, right? So you need to create the object of that particular class in order to access this run method. So how to access this run method? Using start method. So run method and start method, these two are very very important methods. Please keep this in mind. Okay, run method and start method in order to create a thread. So there are two ways to create or implement the thread in Java. What is that first one? Implementation of thread. First way is by extending thread, that is make use of extends keyword and thread class. Okay, thread is a class. Yes, and second way is what? By using by implementing runnable interface, that is by using implements keyword and runnable interface. Runnable is an interface. Okay, thread is a class, runnable is an interface, and these two, that is thread and runnable, thread class and runnable interface, have common method. They use common method called run method. Okay, so what is that run method? We'll see how to make use of that. We'll take an example. So extending threads, extends thread. Okay, so execution starts from thread demo 2, and this, or the project name is thread demo 2, and the package name is thread package, and what is the class name? Thread demo 2. It's a main class. Execution starts from main class. Here I'm creating the object of my thread. T is equal to new my thread. T dot start. Right. So as soon as you type this start method, so how can I access this start method? And one more important point, very very important, this run method and start method are the methods of thread class. These two are the methods of which class? Thread class. So since these two are methods of thread class, you must use inheritance concept. Because so inheritance means what? Extends keyword. So my thread is what? Child class, and thread is a parent class. So if a mother has a blue eyes and a child is also having blue eyes, means what? Child has inherited its properties of mother, right? So that is what is the property here? Blue eyes. Just like that, here the what are the which is blue eyes here? Run method and start method are the blue eyes. Okay, so this is my thread is a child class. So that is the reason you must use extends keyword here. Okay, so now how can I call this run method? By first create the first step, create the object of class where where you have written run method. Okay, taking that using that object. What is the object here? T. Using that object and dot operator, object name and dot operator, then use start method. Start method is again what? Method of thread class. Once you use start method, it will automatically call run method. Okay, it will immediately call run method. So this then what which message will be displayed? Thread is created. This message will be displayed. So this is the output. Thread is created. And extending threads. Okay, so again thread demo 2. Here this is similar to previous one with small but small difference here. Hi and bye. So hi is before start method. Okay, and bye is after start method. So now what will happen? This start method is what it is a this will call the thread, which is that thread name run. This is what thread. So this run method is inside my thread class. Okay, so now what will happen? First it will perform the operations which are not continuous. High and buy is what? It is not continuous process, right? It will just we just need to display it once on the console window. Okay, so this is not continuous process. That is why it will display high and buy first, then it will perform thread. Okay, then thread will be called. So that is why the message is what? Hi and bye. Then after that thread will be called. Thread is created. Though bye is written start method after start method, first that bye message will be displayed, then it will perform thread. It will call the thread. Okay, because it's a continuous process. That is why it will perform first the processes which are not continuous, then it will perform the thread. And then creating a thread by extending the thread class. Also make use of a constructor and display message. You are welcome to thread programming. So this is simple Java program to perform this operation. So first execution start from main method, thread demo, and this is the main class, and execution start from main method, and we are creating the object of my thread, and object name is what? T. And again here we are creating what? T is what? Using this first, as soon as you create the object of a class, a constructor block will be called, correct? So where is constructor? This is constructor my thread, which is similar to, which is same as class name. My thread, it's a constructor name and class name should be same. And what is the parameter? It's a parameterized constructor because it has a parameter string. Yes, right? So s is equal to, you are welcome to thread programming. Then this s is assigned to, will be assigned to str. So how am I accessing this str? Using this keyword. This is an instance of my thread class. This dot operator, make use of dot operator in order to access str, which belongs to my thread class. It's a inbuilt this one, right? It is inside that my class only. That is why we are using instance, current instance of a class, instance of current class. Okay, that is this keyword. So now str is equal to, you are welcome to thread programming. And then after that, once this block gets executed, it will come back to t dot start. T dot start means what? In order to access the start method, you must create the object of my thread class, because where run method is written. Okay, so t dot start, then what will happen? It will call the run method. When this t dot start is executed, then you call run method. So str, here I'm trying to print str, that is, you are welcome to thread programming. What is the output then? This is, you are welcome to thread programming message will be displayed. And extending threads, extends thread. So you this we already discussed. Yes, and constructors of a thread class, following the various syntaxes used for writing the constructor of thread class. So this is what here class name and constructor name should be same. Class name is what? Thread. Constructor name should also be thread. So it's the same, thread. And but here no parameters, here one parameter, here again one parameter, but differs in type of parameter. Here it is string type, here it is object type, runnable. And then again here two parameters, right? Runnable object and string s, two parameters. So this is constructor overloading, right? Constructor overloading. So it's all about constructor of thread class. Please remember these four. Yes, and then here various commonly used methods during thread programming are as follows. So start method, run method, set name method, get name method, join method. Start method is used for to start the method and it invokes the run method. It invokes run method. Okay, and once thread is started, it invokes run method. Okay, and set name, we can give a name to a thread using this set name method. Okay, and the name of the thread can be obtained using get name method. And join method wait for a thread to end. Okay, and implementing a runnable interface. This program is similar to one we discussed for this one. What is that? Thread class. But here we are using by implementing runnable interface. Implementing. Okay, that is extending. Previous one was extending. Okay, and execution starts from main method, that is thread run demo. And here we have first create the object. First step is what? Create the object of my thread, that is class name. Okay, what is the object name? Obj. It's a user defined name. My thread is a user defined, it's not inbuilt name. Okay, and obj. And so now again create the object of thread class. This is inbuilt class. This is inbuilt class. My thread is not inbuilt class, it is user defined class. Okay, and so create the object of thread class. So in that object, when you create the object, pass the parameter. What is that parameter? Object name, object of thread class, that is object of my thread class. Okay, so pass it as a parameter. Now take this object, that is object of thread class t, to access start method. Then you can access start method. Okay, in order to access start method, you must pass the object of class where you have written run method. Okay, so you must pass the object, then only you can access start method. When you type the start method, when the start method gets executed, it will call run method. So the output is what? Same as previous one. Thread is created. And creating a thread by extending thread class. Also make use of constructor and display message, you are welcome to thread program. Again it is similar to previous one, but here again this is very important. Thread create object of thread class, again pass the passes of which one? Object of my thread class as parameter to thread class. Okay, to access, in order to access start method. Once start method is executed, it will call run method. Okay, so then what is the output? You are welcome to thread programming. Implementing runnable interface. The thread can also be created using runnable interface. So which is preferable to create thread? Thread class or runnable interface? So answer is runnable interface. Then answer, why is it preferable? Why not thread class? So there are two reasons to prefer runnable interface to create thread. First one is, if a class extends a thread class, then it cannot extend any other class which may be required to extend. So I'll show you example now. Let me take this example. Okay, so here I have created, so this is what we already discussed, right? So execution starts from main method thread demo is, and here we are creating object of thread class and pass this object as a parameter in order to access start method is. And here again here we are creating a class, one more class. Okay, that is class A, which has test method. Okay, so now this is what class A is, what? Parent class. Class A is parent class for my thread class. Okay, so now I can access my thread extends A implements runnable. Okay, I can do this now. Why? Because if I use this one, or is that if I use thread class, okay, if I use thread class to create threads, then I cannot perform. Java does not support multiple inheritance, right? Java does not support multiple inheritance. That is the reason we go for runnable interface. So I cannot here I cannot write extends a comma runnable. This is not acceptable here because Java does not support multiple inheritance, but it is possible using implements. Yes, multiple inheritance is possible. So next, that is the reason we go for runnable interface, right? So that is here. That is why here we have when I execute this, I'll get uh, parent class method. This is what parent class method. Okay, yeah, and here I'm trying to access parent. How by creating the object of a, then test method obj2.test. Okay, so first it will create the process which is not continuous, then it will perform it will call thread. Okay, that is why though the test method is after start method, it will execute, it will first display the test method, then it will perform start method, that is run method. Okay, so the second reason is if a class thread is extended, then all the functionalities get inherited. This is an expensive operation. So you already know extends keyword means what? If you use extends keywords, child class can inherit all the properties of parent class. Okay, so it inherits all. Thread class will have so many methods, right, inside it. So that is, it will, when you use extends keyword, it will, child class will inherit all the, will can inherit all the properties of or variables of or methods of thread class. That is an expensive operation. That is the reason we use a runnable interface here in order to create thread. Hope you understood. It's all about today's session. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel Music Plus Education. Thank you so much.